Okay, let's start with the simplest problem statement. Let's say your friend built a website. Let's say your friend has a project, friend's website, which is having a separate front-end server, separate backend server, and it uses a database. And let's keep things simple. Let's say the person used MySQL database. Let's say backend was written in Java, and front end, of course, we all know is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, plus web server, which serves the pages. And let's say this website that your friend has built, this has two GitHub repositories. This is first, and this is second. This is first repo, this is second repo. So you got to know from your friend that their project is in GitHub, two separate repositories, one for front end, one for back end. Front end and back end talk to each other using some technology like REST or gRPC, and they are also using MySQL database. So backend connects to the database, and front end talks to backend here. So thing is, to run this site on your laptop, what all do you need to do? Yeah, I want answer of this question from you. So scenario is in front of you. All you have is two GitHub repos and a database information. You have access to your friend also. Your friend will also help you if you want to run it. But what is your understanding? What all you will be required to do to run this site on your laptop? Let's say you are another developer who wants to work with your friend on his or her website. Okay, we need to have all the environments like Java, SQL, etc. And manually set up the environment, clone the GitHub repository, and execute. Yes. And I need response from everyone. Don't think, yeah, guys, that other person has responded the same. It's okay. You share your response, whatever is in your mind, whatever you think would be needed. Yeah. First thing I agree is you will clone the repo, clone the repos on your laptop. Yes. Now clone also requires something. Before clone, do you agree that you need to install Git tools? This will be a prerequisite. After that, only you can clone the repos. Or you may go to GitHub and you can say, I download a zip. That is possible. Okay. Once you have cloned the repos, in order to run this front end, if this web server is written in, let's say, Node.js, you will have to install Node.js for front end, because that would host the server for front end or front end server. You will install Java for backend server. So you will install Java for backend server. Okay. You will install DB also. You will install MySQL. Yes. Or any necessary software, other things that you need. Yeah. After that, you will create database locally. That means you will create tables, insert data. Now, if you have to run the website, do we agree that you will run front end separately, back end separately? So that means two separate terminals or command prompts. So we need to install things, we need to set things up, we need to run. And majority of times I'll tell you that if you download any open source project, try to run on your laptop, you will hit a lot of issues. And that is where people give up. It's not that open source development is hard, it's just that the setup itself exhausts people, and that is where they want to give up. Yes. How many of you have ever tried downloading somebody else's repository, but you couldn't set that up, even if the README file gave you clear steps? How many of you have ever tried and struggled and failed? Okay, Shavya has tried. More Vishnu Priya has tried. Uma has tried. Pravalika has tried. Yeah. So this becomes a common struggle that people face. Okay. In order to address all of this, Docker was brought in. With Docker, imagine Docker solves this problem at single machine level. You just saw, I gave you one website that was up and running, that being zero site, the one command that I gave you. Do you agree that one command made you run the site without you installing Node.js, without you installing anything? I gave you a front-end site. That is what that command did for you. I did not ask you to install anything, clone anything. So you have experienced that front-end website firsthand. Yes, all that required was for you to install Docker engine and run it. Once you are done with that, after that, you are able to run the site, because additional thing as a developer I have to do is I have to push the image to Docker Hub so that your Docker can pull the image and set the site and run the site on your laptop. There is one more entity I'm introducing here, and I'm going to call that as Docker Compose. That is called Docker Compose. Solves this problem at multiple machine levels, or multiple servers call it, or containers call it. That means the scenario I just now described to you, this does not require only one container. This requires 3 containers. So you needed 3 containers. What are those 3 containers? One running front-end server, one running back-end server, and one running your MySQL. So 3 separate machines running on your single machine. With one command, you can bring the site up and running. That is where we'll get to see Docker Compose. Again, it is whatever I have written here is just high-level overview to signify the importance, or to introduce to you what is the need for Docker. Why do we need Docker?